that, £10.99 to have your picture taken next to the Land's End signpost. It's daylight robbery. Should be wearing a mask and striped pyjamas. What is happening, guys, and welcome back to the Southwest Coast Path for another instalment of my series where I've set myself the challenge of walking it in its entirety, the full 630 miles. The stretch that I'm going to walk today is, in my opinion, probably the most jaw-dropping on the entire coastline. I'm going to be walking from Sennen all the way around Land's End to the beautiful little fishing village of Porthgwarra. It is a stunning little cove, Porthgwarra. It was seen in the popular TV series Poldark, and this stretch along the coast is just phenomenal. The cliffs are incredible, and I'm really hoping I get to see some amazing wildlife today. The last time I walked this stretch, I saw wild tuna smashing the surface of the water like submarines. So, if that sounds like a bit of you, don't forget to hit subscribe to my channel where you can keep up with my journey around the Southwest Coast Path, or you can get an idea as to what it's like to be out here on the trail. And if you're looking for some more information, why not check out my website, which is 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗶𝗲.co.uk, where I've got a whole page dedicated to the Southwest Coast Path. If you're still craving more than I am on social media, I'm on Facebook, TikTok and Instagram. My handle is @𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗶𝗲, and there is a whole plethora of different content on there, not just from the Southwest Coast Path, so maybe go and check that out. But without further ado, let's get going. Well, there it is, guys, the iconic Land's End, the very tip of the Southwest Coast Path. In my opinion, very, very overrated. I want to know your guys' opinion on it, actually. What are your thoughts on Land's End? As someone living in Cornwall, it really, really frustrates me that this has now turned into a tourist attraction. I think the last time I was there was a 𝗘𝗽𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 show. Who comes to Land's End to go and see 𝗘𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀? But anyway, the cliffs are absolutely breathtaking, and that is what I love about it. It's called Dr. Syntax's Head, and the structures around the end of that headland are absolutely incredible. I am going to get the drone up in a minute, so hopefully you'll be able to see it in a little bit more detail. And then just below us here, underneath, this is called Castle Zorn. This is the ghostly remains of RMS Mulhern, which is a shipwreck. Very recent shipwreck. I mean, it's very rusty and rotten now, but in terms of shipwrecks, it wasn't, you know, a wooden pirate ship. It's a metal, it was a metal merchant ship. So yeah, that is just down here, and the wildlife along this stretch is insane. Just standing here looking down at RMS Mulhern, I can see the seals just sort of frolicking in the water, if you will, down here. But yeah, this is a stunning stretch. But let me know what your thoughts are on Land's End. I'm probably going to skip past it quite quickly today. If you've been, then you'll probably know what I'm talking about. If not, then it is one of the areas of this stretch that I would discourage you from stopping in for a long time. Although they do have a coffee shop, so if you're looking for a stop for some lunch or something to eat or drink, then you can stop there. But it'll cost you an arm and a leg. Well, there you go, a little bit of a closer look at Land's End. And I've got a bit of a confession to make. You might be thinking, Dan, where's all this glorious drone footage you promised? Well, we're not going to have any today because I forgot to check the drone before I come out on this trip. I checked at the end of my last trip and all my batteries were all fully charged. So I was logged into my account, but I've just come out here to get it up in the air and had a warning to say that I can only go 30 meters away because I need to log into my DJI account, which is really annoying. It's never happened. So if you've got a DJI drone, I fly the Mini 4 Pro. If you've got a DJI drone, hopefully you can feel my pain. But unfortunately, it means there's going to be no drone footage in this video, which is a shame. But hopefully I can still show you how stunning this coastline is. Look at that behind me. Pretty cool standing looking at it from this angle. See all the way along to Cape Cornwall, which is where I was 1 and a bit walks ago. It's quite cool to see the coast that you've walked from this angle. First and last house here, which is a little coffee shop. If by this point you're wanting to stop for a coffee, it's actually quite sad walking around Land's End because there are so many people walking around here that are from abroad, a lot of Europeans, a lot of Germans, and they come here to see the Land's End, which is supposedly really iconic, but it's just been ruined by this massive building and the fact that it's owned by a family. They're just trying to make money out of it. Yeah, it's not the fact that there's lots of people that are not from here on holiday here. What's sad is that they don't get to see this coast in all its glory. If you're visiting Land's End, you're walking this stretch or you're coming here on a coach, you want to see the best of it, head along to 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀cie or head down to Sennen for, you know, a real authentic feel of Cornwall. But Land's End is kind of not. I'm coming up to the sign now, which you're not going to believe what you see when I get there. So yeah, don't know if you guys saw that, but it's £10.99 for a photo book to go and stand and have your photo taken in front of the iconic, the world famous Land's End signpost, as it says. So yeah, it's just one of those things that I have a little bit of an issue with, is the fact that places like this are kind of spoilt a little bit by the overzealous greed of local businesses, and not all local businesses. I want to encourage people to come to Cornwall. I am all about promoting how fantastic Cornwall is and the local community and supporting local businesses. That is absolutely what I'm all about. But that £10.99 to have your picture taken next to the Land's End signpost, it's daylight robbery. Should be wearing a mask and striped pyjamas. Nice view that is, isn't it? Great job, Land's End. Looks fantastic. Hiding one of the most stunning rock formations. This is called the Black Knight down here, just off Land's End. Actually really, really cool to see. So yeah, if you're walking this stretch, there are beautiful things to see around Land's End and the cliffs are stunning. I'd just say maybe skip past the touristy stuff. And what's really sad is if you're walking the southwest coast path, the Land's End Peninsula, or where I'm stood now, kind of symbolises a turning point, if you will. Like, it's not an exact halfway point, but it's kind of what it symbolises. If you've walked all the way from Minehead down, this is as far as you'll go on this coast, and then you start working your way back along and back up the other side of Cornwall. But yeah, it's one of my pet peeves is how expensive it is to come down to Land's End, and it doesn't have to be. Nature's free. This place is beautiful without charging people $10.99 to come and have a picture took. Anyway, enough moaning. I don't do many negative little moans on my videos, but this is one of them. Anyway, let's keep going because this next stretch is stunning, and we're setting up for a place called 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗲, which is a beautiful, beautiful little cove. By Land's End, very glad to see the back of you. Now, let's show you what the real Land's End Peninsula coastline looks like. So this bit is 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗲. It's absolutely beautiful. The water is crystal clear. And what I love about this little stretch is the path kind of weaves through the rocky cliffs, and every little step that you go through reveals another little like Cornish wonder almost. And then on the far side of this cove, there is an archway that at low tide produces this incredible natural sea swimming rock pool that people absolutely love. Unfortunately, the tide's in today, so I won't be able to show you it in full detail, but I can show you exactly where it is from the coast path. Let's go and explore. Look at the colour of that water. Just insane, isn't it? This is why I love the Southwest Coast Path. There's like something amazing around every single corner. Incredible. So from that lovely little relatively flattish stretch along 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗲, it now starts to get a bit severe. There's quite a few ups and downs in this next bit. I'm already puffing and panting a little bit, but look at it from this angle. Absolutely incredible. But I'm heading up that, and then you go down on the other side of that and then back up again. So yeah, there's a lot of elevation on this stretch, but it's kind of all in one go towards from like the end. So from 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗀 to Porthgwarra is where the majority of your elevation happens on this little stretch. But yeah, it's worth it. Sun's out, it's glorious weather. It's forecast to rain at 3 o'clock. I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, it doesn't. But you'll all be glad to know I have got my brand new waterproof in my bag just in case it does rain. I'm really hoping I don't have to use it though, even though it is an amazing sage colour. Right, let's tackle this beast. Oh, that's the first little ascent of many up towards the top of the cliffs, past 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗀, and they've definitely knocked the puff right out of me. Whew. Look at the size of that sea cave. It's absolutely insane. You could probably fit a whole house through it. And when you're standing up on that headland, you have no idea that that is underneath you. Just unbelievable. Oh yeah. Look at that storm coming in. It did say that it was due to start raining at about 3 o'clock and it's now 10 to 3. So who knows whether I'm going to remain dry, but I can see the rain falling out at sea from this massive rain cloud. Not got far to go now to end this walk to get to Porthgwarra. Probably about another half a mile, I'd say. Maybe 3/4 of a mile. So I might manage to get this walk finished and remain dry on camera. Still then got an hour to get back to my campsite. So the likelihood of me staying completely dry is it's quite slim. Walking back uphill again. This is the last hill before the end of this walk. My legs are getting a bit shaky. As you round 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗀 Head, you might see these red and black and white sort of ice cream shaped cones on the cliff, and you might be thinking, what are they? Well, they are called daymarks, and they are used by the ships at sea to sort of guide them around the peninsula. I'm not sure whether they're still used to this day, I'm sure somebody watching this video will probably know. So if you know any more about whether the daymarks are used in today's nautical navigations, let me know in the comments below. But once upon a time, they were the ship's way of finding their way home, and they were what the captains would look for when they were sailing round Land's End to help them navigate safely back to Penzance or beyond. But yeah, they're pretty striking on the headland. You will see these all around the coast path, not just on the Land's End Peninsula, but on this specific section, when you're round Gwynep Head, when you see the black, white and the red ice cream cones on the cliff, that means you are very nearly at Porthgwarra. Well, there you go, guys. I've made it down to Porthgwarra. Luckily, the cafe was open. Just got one of their mermaid of 𝗘𝗽𝗶𝘀𝗍 ice creams. This is shipwreck. It's got bits of honeycomb in it. Absolutely insane. And they do an incredible coffee. So if you're walking this stretch and you've got to Porthgwarra, don't forget to check out the cafe and make sure you grab yourself a nice ice cream and a cup of coffee. For now, I'm going to sit and enjoy my book. I'm currently reading The Life Impossible by Matt Haig. It's a really good book. It is part of my Bimbling Book Club for this month. So if you've not checked out the Bimbling Book Club, I'll put a little link up in the top of this window. Maybe go and check it out. This is a stunning stretch. That's another 5 miles ticked off for me. I'm making really good progress along the southwest coast path now. And the next time you all see me, I'll be walking from Porthgwarra to probably Penberth, the other side of Treen campsite. My ice cream's melting. But yeah, this is a really stunning stretch. I would probably skip past Land's End quite quickly, but the last bit from sort of Land's End to here is phenomenal. Anyway, if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to drop it a like. Maybe tell me what is your favourite flavour of ice cream. And if anybody says vanilla, then I'm not sure you're welcome on this channel. I'm only joking. But yeah, drop down below what's your favourite flavour of ice cream, and where do you like to enjoy an ice cream on the coast path? Anyway, I'm going to go now and enjoy this before it completely melts in my hand. If you want some more content from the southwest coast path, don't forget to hit subscribe or check out my website, which is bimblingbookspbeer.co.uk. And as always, join me soon for some more bimbling books and beer, and maybe the odd ice cream.